Libra, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early March 2022. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, right down to work with an oracle card just to test out this energy. See what's coming towards my friends here, my guides and spirit team. Let's shuffle it up one time for the lovely Libras out there. In early March, let's have a little bit of fun, my friends. See what's up. And yeah, we're just going to look at this first card real quick, then we'll get into the full tarot reading itself, and at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card with the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what type of shadows might be lingering around you, or what shadow work you might want to deal with. It's always interesting to consider. So let's get this first card out here for my Libra friends. As always, only take what hits for you, you know that. Because there's so much that shows up in a reading. Take what hits and you reject the rest. What do we got for Libra, please? Thank you. Quick. Okay, so we have this Fool card showing up here front and center. For some of you, it could be a prominent Aries in the energy. Obviously, that's not it. But when I see this card, I think of the cycles of life. That's the main thing I always think of. Now, before we fully dive in, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end. And if you're active on Twitter, please feel free to hit me up. My handle's at kyleofcupsoracle. So tweet me things if you'd like. But here we go. Into the reading. Now, obviously, this is an oracle deck. This is not the tarot deck, but this is the Fool right there. So we think of a beginning of a new cycle, beginning of a new chapter. Some of you might be really deep within or really committed to the start of a new cycle of life. Something big could be turning over here, which is good. Now, there's always warnings attached to any card that represents the Fool archetype. It could be warnings about being too spontaneous. Make sure you're planning things properly. Make sure you're doing things accordingly, because there could be pitfalls, especially if you're being spontaneous. But this is a very optimistic, positive card about whatever new cycle you're moving into could be prosperous. But this is the very beginning of a new journey for sure. But let's go into tarot. We'll see if that links in. It'll be interesting to see if the Fool shows up once again. Well, let's shuffle it up one time here for my beautiful Libras out there. See what's going on this week. Okay, so yeah, we're going to get these first three out. But last week's reading, the last couple of weeks have been a little hit and miss, a little dicey. Last week's reading was titled An Emotional Warning. The week before that was a shocking message. So you see what I'm saying? Your emotional state could have been up and down, volatile, left and right. So we're going to hope for some stability here. We're going to hope for some positivity and optimism, just like we got here in the beginning. So let's go. Hopefully things haven't been too rough for you. What do we got for Libra here? Okay, yeah. All right, this is interesting. So we're starting out with the King of Cups, aka Kyle of Cups with a beard. In this rendition, having him a little drink out of that wine bottle. In position number 2, we have the card that represents you, my friends. We have Justice showing up front and center. Interesting. That could be a big card within this reading, specifically since it's a Libra reading. What do we got here? Okay, we have the Seven of Pentacles, and I just want to say this, Libra. Just like we were speaking about cycles, karmic cycles showing up here double. 2 of my biggest cards that represent karma are showing up here. Okay, so that could be good or bad. We're really going to have to clarify these to like get the nitty-gritty details. But big karmic action here, just like the cycles we were speaking about with this card. But let's go through one by one. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes before we get those juicier messages. Front and center, King of Cups himself. Kings represent control of their respective suit. Cups, emotions, love, romance, creativity. Those are all things that could be super important in this time. But with the emotional volatility I was speaking to earlier, you could be trying to get something under wraps in regards to your own emotions. Or hopefully someone around you isn't acting too emotionally wonky. But for some of you, this could easily just be a water sign in your life, for sure. We'll just have to see, because the King of Cups could mean so many different things. It could represent love situations. But in the center, we have Justice. Now, in my simple style of reading, since this is a Libra reading, this could represent something that's coming towards you. It could represent you. It could represent how you're feeling when we clarify it. But as I always say, this could represent like legal situations, paperwork, dotting the I's, crossing the T's. It could represent decisions sometimes, but this is my big card of the karmic scales of life. Karmic justice, karmic cycles. This is the biggest one in the deck to me. So like we were talking about, and I'm referring to once again, the beginning of a new cycle. Someone might be catching a dose of karma. We'll just have to see what's up as we go through. It can mean a lot of different things, specifically since this is a Libra reading. Now, moving to the very, very back end. I like this card here. in the end. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Now, once again, as I already referred to, this could be somebody waiting patiently, waiting for something to ripen, those fruits to blossom. Maybe you're gaining rewards for your patience. This could be your patience paying off or a payoff of some kind. We'll see when we get the nitty-gritty details, but this is reaping what you sow. What you put forth, you get back in return. So once again, karmic in nature. That seems to be the big theme thus far. So with all this being said, Libra, we're going to dive deeper. We're going to jump in and clarify. So let's shuffle it up one time here for my lovely Libra friends. Yeah, there could be big changes on the horizon for you. But let's get this shuffle out here. And yes, this is where I go intuitive, which means I'm just telling you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. We're going to go in on our friend, the King of Cups here. And if you read tarot yourself, I always say, please feel free to play along. That's why this box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to share with your collective, you just drop them down below. I don't mind, and I actually encourage it. Because we all learn together, and I do not have a monopoly on card interpretation. Let's see what's up with this King of Cups. Why is the King of Cups here? Quick, super quick. Wow. Yeah, I feel something absolutely going good for you. I feel like a bounce back of some kind, like somebody getting their groove back. We have the Six of Wands under the King of Cups. So if you have been emotionally volatile, you might be moving with a little bit of confidence, a little bit of swagger in the coming days and weeks. This is good. This could be Spirit asking you to move in a more confident manner. But I love this. This is absolutely good, especially since we've been having a few rough weeks. Like something really nice could come in for you. I love it. I really do. Now, as I say, it could be a victory of some kind, a win of some kind, and those come in all different shapes and sizes. It could be a moral win. It could be a big life-changing one. It could be just having a really good day or getting something you deserve. But this feels good. Very confident, very abundant, very fruitful. So I'm really liking this. Your emotions something might happen that makes you extremely happy in the coming days and weeks. Like, excellent. Like, you know how Mr. Burns says that in The Simpsons? I don't mean that in like a menacing way, but you get what I'm saying. We're going to move over to Justice. I don't want to complicate this message too much. Very victorious. Or this could just be a water sign that you see them as the Six of Wands. We're going to go in on Justice here. I mean, I really like this, especially with what we've been having in recent weeks, for sure. So why is Justice here? Energy might be swinging in your way, my friends. I want to talk... Yeah, Chariot. Let's keep it moving. Let's get it going. Another super powerful action-based card, the Chariot. Now, this could represent a Cancer in your life. Okay, so if you're linked with a Cancer, it's showing up here big time in the center. But this is straightforward movement, action, travel for some of you, distance. But when I see the Chariot under Justice, this is telling me that karma is going to be coming into play in some way or fashion. Are you going to receive a karmic reward? Are you going to go headlong into this new cycle and reap those rewards, reap those benefits? Is somebody around you going to catch a dose? Okay, I always say what you put forth, you get back in return. And it seems like the chickens are going to come home to roost in some kind of way here in the coming days and weeks, whether good or bad. So I feel like karma will be served up on a silver platter to someone. Hopefully it's that of the rewards and that of the good kind, but it could swing in various different ways. Okay, depending on your situation. This does feel a little more positive though. Or you could just be getting ready to go. Like, let's get this moving, let's get this going. It's nice. We're going to go in on the Seven of Pentacles and see what else it has to tell us. Because especially since it's like a patience being rewarded or a karmic card as well, we just got to see what it's about. But let's go in on this Seven of Pentacles. Why is the Seven of Pentacles here for Libra? Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the juicy intuitive stuff. Yeah, double sevens on the back end. We have the Seven of Swords in the upright under the Seven of Pentacles. And this is just saying if there are any transgressions against you, like Spirit is really taking notes. Okay, like if someone is like, I don't want to say any words that might get me in trouble here on YouTube, but you know the Seven of Swords could be sneaky, it could be underhanded, it could be things you don't see. I think intuitively there might be things going on in the spiritual realm that you don't quite know about, you don't quite know the details, but once again, the karmic theme, the repeating sevens, it's very powerful. Okay, and like I said, karma is going to get served. And the way this is looking in this spread, we have someone who's going to get the better side of karma and someone who's going to get the rougher side. Okay, like I said, Spirit's taking notes, they're jotting things down. So what you've been putting forth, you're going to get back. You're going to get what you deserve, one way or the other. Okay, especially with the double sevens leading on this back end. Has somebody been acting in this sneaky, underhanded Seven of Swords manner? If so, those Seven of Pentacles will bloom eventually. Okay? Interesting stuff, Libra, for sure. Okay, but there is going to be some sort of karmic retribution striking soon. All right, but let's go through and do a quick little recap here. Powerful overall, and then we'll get into the shadow card. In position number 1, we have the King of Cups himself with the Six of Wands in the upright. Absolutely beautiful and luscious. You could get some really good news. You might be moving with some confidence and zest. This is like extremely celebratory, victorious, triumphant type of energy. So something might make you feel much better in the coming days and weeks. In the center, we have Justice with the Chariot. Like I said, for better or for worse, that karmic cycle is kicking in. You might be ready to go, ready to get something moving, ready to get something going, literally. Or this could just be karma coming at you, whether good or bad, okay? You just apply it to your story. On the back end, though, we have the Seven of Cups with the Seven of Swords in the upright. Like I said, I see somebody getting the better side of karma, somebody getting the rougher side of it. So there might be big things happening in the coming days and weeks, like big events, big shifts, okay? So please, do with that what you will. Interesting stuff. Spirit's taking notes. That's what that's telling me big time. But we're going to get this shadow card out here. You know, if someone's treating you in a rough way, just know that it is being made note of. That's just how that feels to me. So let's get this shadow card going. What do we got for Libra? Okay. And yeah, as I always say, when we pull the shadow card, I just pull one out of this Shadowland Tarot deck. It's a darker deck, so even if it's a positive card that pops out, we look at the shadow side of it, which is exactly what we're going to do, because that's what we want to do with shadow work. Let's get one shadow card out here for Libra, please. What's in the shadows for Libra? Thank you. Okay, we got the Queen of Cups, so the realm of emotions still sticking around here. We did have the King of Cups in the main spread itself. So, and we did have the card that represents Cancer showing up here as well. Now, what do we think of with the Queen of Cups? She is somebody that feels things extremely strong. This could be issues with a mother figure that's showing up here. So hopefully you don't have any gripes with a mother figure or a water sign. It could be a water sign that's left a scar on you as well that's surfacing for whatever reason in the energy. But the Queen of Cups to me is somebody who feels something and they don't let it out. It just bubbles in, bubbles in, bubbles in. And that's the rough side of this card. Suppression. Emotional suppression. So this could be Spirit telling you, like, hey, if there's something you're feeling strong enough or you don't feel right about something, you need to speak your piece about it. Don't hold it in. Don't push it down, because that's not super healthy. Okay, so it could be any of those various things. I feel like venting is always a good thing. Make sure you're venting to the right people if you are doing that. We all need a shoulder to lean on. We all need someone to listen when we're going through trials and tribulations, okay? And that's what the Queen of Cups tells us. But it is also very love-based, emotion-based, creative-based, but the rougher side of her is suppression. So make sure you're not doing that in this time. And yeah, Libra, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the March subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the February subscriber surprise, the winners will be posted in the community tab March 1st. But for the March subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Gilded Tarot Royale. It's one of my favorite decks. So if you'd like to get your name for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments what zodiac sign vibes best with you. It has to be a different one than your own, though. So drop that in the comments. You'll be entered to win. And that's it. At the end of March, going into April, I'll announce the winners. As always, my friends, much love to you, and I'll see you next time.